As the evening progressed, Dylan discreetly slipped GHB, a date rape drug, into Saul's drink. Approximately 20 minutes after Temidayo left, two men were captured on CCTV entering Saul's property. As the camera panned, one of the men was clearly visible, brandishing a knife. Following day, Saul was discovered in his flat, lifeless. Authorities determined that he had died as a result of heavy bleeding from a stab wound that had pierced a vital artery. Forensic tests conducted on Saul's body revealed that both Temidayo Abu and Surpreet Dylan had engaged in sexual contact with him shortly before his death.
So you actually went downstairs and had sex with this nigga, and 10 minutes later you got him knocked off? That's crazy. What up, Mula gang? It's your boy Mac Mula, aka Mr. Mula Mac. I'm back with another video. I know it get the cracking in Chicago, New York, Texas, Cali, for the grade, Florida. I know it get the cracking in the US, gang. But why y'all ain't tell me it was cracking like this in London, folks? I'm talking, it's cracking. Like y'all over there tweaking, and niggas over there, they smoking people and getting 10 years, man. That's it. For beating up, bro, come on, man. We got another crazy murder in London.
In the early hours of February 27, 2022,
I think Luton is where Andrew Tate from, bro.
Saul Murray, a 33-year-old father of 6 from Luton, United Kingdom, was found dead in his Luton flat, with his body bearing multiple stab wounds. What began as a night of excitement and allure quickly spiraled into tragedy as two women, drawn to Saul's vibrant online persona, lured him into a deadly honey trap. As the investigation unfolded, the community was left grappling with the shocking betrayal that led to Saul's tragic end. Known for his vibrant personality, Saul lived life to the
Can't get snaked out by your homie.
fullest, often sharing moments from his daily life on social media. His profiles displayed a keen interest in fashion, frequently showcasing his affinity for well-known brands. These posts painted a picture of a man who enjoyed the spotlight and appreciated the finer things in life. However, it was this very
when you do that, this is what I always tell niggas, boy. No matter what nobody say, gang, you're always going to be safer with a girlfriend than you will ever be having a bunch of hoes. Because when you with that girlfriend, you ain't got to worry about no girl setting you up because you got a girl. Your girlfriend ain't going to set you up now. You know what I'm saying? Then these random hoes you don't even know. All right. You know? Your girlfriend, you safe with her. You ain't out too late with your girl because if you are, your girl tripping. Guess what happened late? Niggas die. You ain't beefing with no nigga because of no hoe because you ain't talking to no hoe because you got a girlfriend. You see how many problems are avoided just by having a girlfriend? I'm telling y'all, you ain't listen to Mako.
His ability that drew the attention of two young women who devised a scheme to ensnare him in a honey trap. Captivated by his lifestyle and charm, they aimed to exploit his online persona for their own gain. Under the guise of friendship, they reached out to Saul, hoping to lure him into a situation he never anticipated. Their intentions were far from innocent.
You was finna get freaky with that?
As they crafted an elaborate ruse designed to pull him into their web. Surpreet Dylan, a 36-year-old from Gillingham, and her 21-year-old accomplice, Temidayo Abu, had their sights set on Saul Murray after noticing his extravagant lifestyle showcased on Instagram, particularly the eye-catching photos of his Rolex watches. Intrigued by the allure of his wealth, they initiated contact with him, exchanging friendly messages that eventually led to sharing their telephone numbers. Saul, drawn in by their charm, extended an invitation for the two women to visit him at his home in Luton late on February 26, 2022, unaware that their interest in him was far from genuine. The evening of their meeting began with an air of excitement as the women traveled to Luton, both eager and scheming. As they entered Saul's home, captured on CCTV cameras, they presented themselves as friendly visitors ready for an enjoyable evening. Once inside, they shared liquor, engaging in lighthearted conversation and flirtatious exchanges that quickly escalated into intimate activities.
But I ain't gonna lie, you didn't peep no backdoor vibe. That's the only thing I be asking about in these situations. Like, so you telling me they that good at actors till they know they finna knock you off or rob you and set you up, but they playing super cool and super great? It ain't a lot of good actors like that, gang, on bro grade. Like, it ain't a lot of niggas in Hollywood that can do that in real life. It ain't a lot of people that can do that, gang.
For Saul, it seemed like a dream come true. A chance encounter with two captivating women. However, the reality was far more sinister, as Supreet and Temidayo had come up with a premeditated plan to exploit his trust. As the evening progressed, Dylan discreetly slipped GHB, a date rape drug, into Saul's drink.
Hold on, y'all, because y'all know I love putting y'all on to that easy money. CashKick.com is a free to use cash rewards marketplace that helps you save and grow your money. This is some of the simplest and easiest ways to make money right now. All you have to do is play mobile games on your phone and you can earn up to $500 per deal. Now remember, I said CashKick.com is free to use, so they will never ever ask you to send them any type of money. Signing up is super easy. All you need is an email and a password. Once you sign up, all you have to do is download your first offer and start making money. Now your offers and reward amounts can change at any time. So that means you can download a game on your phone, play it for long enough, make $500 on one day, and the next day you can download a whole nother game, play it for long enough, make $300. Next day, same thing. This is some of the easiest money I can tell you about right now. And again, you can earn up to $500 per deal. So this is what I need you to do. Go to CashKick.com, make you an account, activate your account. Make sure you turn on allow tracking on your phone so that the app can actually track how much you're playing the game and earn you some of the easiest money you can make. Y'all can't say I ain't never did nothing for you.
Intending to incapacitate him for their thieving plot. Although the drug was meant to render him unconscious, the quantity used proved insufficient, leaving Saul still aware of his surroundings. This unforeseen complication prompted Temidayo to make a critical decision. Sensing that their scheme was in jeopardy, she quickly left the house to fetch two other accomplices who could help execute their plan more effectively. While Temidayo was away, Supreet remained in the house with Saul, attempting to maintain an air of normalcy despite the escalating tension. The minutes stretched into an eternity as she navigated the precarious situation, carefully balancing her act of feigned interest in Saul while mentally preparing for the arrival of her partners in crime. With each passing moment, the risk of discovery grew, creating a palpable tension that loomed over the evening. Approximately 20 minutes after Temidayo left, two men were captured on CCTV entering Saul's property, marking a significant turning point in the unfolding events. The footage showed the men entering with a sense of purpose, a stark contrast to the seemingly casual atmosphere that had filled the home moments before.
Dark clothes, boy.
Just 10 minutes later, the two women were seen leaving the premises together, a hurried exit that hinted at the gravity of the situation inside. As the camera panned, one of the men was clearly visible, brandishing a knife, a chilling indication of the violent intentions that had now entered the fray. The scene had shifted dramatically from a night of flirtation and trust to one of impending danger. The two women, having initiated this deadly chain of events, now found themselves part of a much darker narrative. The following day, Saul was discovered in his...
So ugly, like I'm not gonna make no jokes because the bro lost his life, but if I was on the other side and nah, bro, I'm not even gonna say it, gang, but this ain't bro.
Now found themselves part of a much
look like Miss Crunchable off Matilda.
Darker narrative. The following day, Saul was discovered in his flat, lifeless. Authorities determined that he had died as a result of heavy bleeding from a stab wound that had pierced a vital artery.
Damn.
The gruesome reality of his demise sent shockwaves through the community, revealing the hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface of seemingly innocuous encounters. The investigation that ensued would uncover not only the circumstances of his death, but also the nefarious activities that led to it. Forensic tests conducted on Saul's body revealed that both Temidayo Abu and Supreet Dylan had engaged in sexual contact with him shortly before his death. This shocking...
So that, bro, you gotta be a different type of sick, gang. You gotta be sick, gang. So you actually went downstairs and had sex with this nigga, and 10 minutes later you got him knocked off? That's crazy, gang.
Detail added another layer of complexity to the case, indicating that the women had not only exploited Saul's trust, but had also played a direct role in the tragic events that unfolded that night. Moreover, high levels of GHB were found in his blood, confirming that the drug had been administered during the evening, further complicating the timeline of events. This combination of sexual assault and violence pointed to a calculated plan that had spiraled out of control, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Temidayo and Surpreet were the first suspects arrested in connection with Saul Murray's tragic death.
Listen, I have a mentorship called the Mula membership where I'm going to teach you how to get rich with business, YouTube, crypto, stocks, financial literacy, credit, every single way. Now, I became a millionaire by the time I was 23 years old. I'm going to teach you step by step for only $50. Click the first link in the description right now and get added to my group chat where I'm going to give you one-on-one help to make sure you get rich in 2024. Click it right now. Stop tweaking because we got very, very, very limited spots and I don't want you to miss this bag.
During intense questioning, both women denied any knowledge of the two hooded men who had entered the apartment shortly after their departure. Their refusal to explain or provide details raised suspicions, leading investigators to dig deeper into the circumstances surrounding the case. To unravel the mystery further, police utilized GPS information to track down the unidentified men who had fled the scene in a vehicle. Their efforts quickly led to the arrest of 29-year-old Cleon Brown, who was identified as one of the individuals connected to the incident. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that the web of deception and violence extended beyond just the two women, highlighting a larger conspiracy. The breakthrough in the case came when investigators spotted the second suspect, who wore a distinctive designer coat valued at 1,300 British pounds at takeaway food shop just days prior to Saul's death. This detail proved crucial in identifying him as 31-year-old Ikim Afia, who was also apprehended shortly thereafter. The coat became a key piece of evidence, linking Afia to the crime scene and reinforcing the connection between all parties involved. As the arrests were made, the grim narrative of betrayal and violence continued.
You kill somebody and didn't even burn your clothes?
Continued to unfold. The authorities faced a complex case involving multiple suspects, each with their own motives and stories. The investigation now centered on piecing together the events leading up to Saul's death, seeking justice for a man whose life was taken too soon. Ikim Afia was ultimately convicted of murder, receiving a life sentence with a minimum term of 25 years. His role in the brutal attack that led to Saul Murray's death was deemed particularly heinous, reflecting the severity of the crime and the impact it had on Saul's family and community. Afia's conviction marked a pivotal moment in the pursuit of justice, bringing a measure of closure to a tragic case that had captured public attention. Cleon Brown, Ikim's accomplice, was handed an 11-year prison sentence for his involvement in the events that transpired that fateful night. While his role was less direct than Afia's, the court recognized that he played a significant part in the conspiracy that led to Saul's untimely demise. In a separate but related outcome, Temidayo Al faced a mixed verdict in her trial. She was sentenced to 7 years for manslaughter and an additional 6 years for conspiracy to commit robbery to run concurrently. Despite being involved in the events that led to Saul's death, she was found not guilty of murder, reflecting the complexities of her involvement in the case. Surpreet Dillon received a similar sentence, with the court handing her 10 years for manslaughter and another 10 years for conspiracy to commit robbery, also to run concurrently.
Concurrent mean that they don't run them back and forth. They run them as one. So she only gonna do 10 years. Get what I'm saying? Like, she got 10 years for this, 10 years for this. They gonna run them concurrent, so they gonna run 10 years. It's not gonna be 10 and another 10. She gonna serve both of them at the same time. It's type shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, she got 10 years for both sentences, but she gonna serve both sentences at the same time. So it's only gonna be 10 years.
Like all, Dillon's role in the tragic events was acknowledged, but the jury ultimately differentiated between manslaughter and murder in their deliberations. Number 3.
10 years is still a long ass time. We gonna do number 3 probably tomorrow, later today on Fun of Grade. I ain't gonna lie, these people in London gang, y'all out here tweaking and geeking, I'm telling you.